Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Around and About Orange County News. I'm Anthony Hankins.
And I'm Ashley Claseri. Welcome to the show.
For 6 years, California gave owners of hybrid cars the keys to the fast lane by giving them permission to drive alone among carpoolers. Now, hybrids are about to lose the special privilege that was intended as a reward for saving gas and protecting the environment. Vehicles are no longer novel, and transportation officials want to make way for a new generation of even cleaner cars. Starting Friday, 85,000 hybrid owners have to get back in line with the gas guzzlers, the truckers, and everyone else, or face steep fines. State officials say the time has come to end the hugely popular incentive program introduced in August of 2005, because they met their goal of getting drivers to switch to low-emission hybrids, which run on both electricity and gasoline. For some Southern California road warriors, using the high occupancy vehicle lane can cut their commuting time in half, but it's an advantage normally reserved for cars carrying at least 2 or 3 people. Hybrid drivers who relied on the perk dread the return to stop-and-go traffic. Placentia homeowners have become angry due to the City Council backing off final approvals for maintaining sidewalks and trees in the city parkways. Council members were showered with emails and phone calls from upset residents who did not agree with the council supporting the ordinance with a 4-1 vote earlier this month. Some council members apologized to the public for their previous votes. Vision 2 Victory was honored to host the Traveling Vietnam Veterans Memorial and Museum. Our reporter Kimberly O'Neill has the story.
But free programs has been beneficial for library visitors and librarians to overcome them.
Orange High School's
I'm Anthony Hankins
color guard was
with
present for this
Orange
magnificent
County
event.
News.
The Wall That Heals is a half-scale replica. Bringing the wall home to communities throughout our country allows the souls enshrined on the memorial to exist once more among family and friends in the peace and comfort of familiar surroundings. This traveling exhibit allows the many thousands of veterans who have been unable to cope with the prospect of facing the wall to find the strength and courage to do so within their own communities.
It is a great honor to be here today at Yorba Park for the commemorations of all Vietnam vets that served our country. Now I'm going to take you to my co-anchor, Anthony. Anthony, what do you have for us today?
Thanks, Kim. In honor of our Vietnam veterans, we have a memorial wall for all of our fallen soldiers who fought for our country. This wall actually stretches out from one end to the other. And not only does this recognize our soldiers, but their family and friends as well. Back to you, Kim.
Thanks, Anthony. Not only were there Vietnam vets, but also current vets with their families bearing gifts to the deceased soldiers.
Well, it's something that I enjoy doing, and but it's again a small contribution that I can make personally. So I've been playing probably the last 10 years for veterans organizations for the guys down in Huntington Beach, and I also played at Newport.
Former Arizona State athlete and war veteran Jeremy Stapp presents awareness of war vets and gives honor to his close friend, Pat Tillman, who also served.
Was killed in Afghanistan in 2004.
And so for that, I wanted to make sure that we could raise some awareness. And so that's why I started the Jeremy Stott Foundation and said, you know what, how can I take this momentum that we've gained and continue it on? I said, well, as a jogger and a big guy, I said, you know, I got to find another way to stay in shape but not beat up my body so much. So I said, I used to love riding bikes. And so I said, you know what, why not ride a bike from the Wall of Valor in Bakersfield, California to the Vietnam Memorial Wall in Washington, D.C. But why not hit every memorial along the way, VFW post, school, church, everything I can hit along the way just to raise awareness about what our veterans have given up for this country.
I would like to thank all our Vietnam veterans and people serving in the military. This is Kimberly O'Neill reporting for Around and About Orange County News.
A third version draft of congressional redistricting maps for Representative Loretta Sanchez largely restores her Latino Democratic base and removes Little Saigon, which leans Republican. The initial draft chopped Anaheim out of her district and stuck her Santa Ana home in a largely coastal district, which includes Huntington Beach and Newport Beach. The draft district gave Republicans the third advantage version presented Friday to the Citizens Redistricting Commission. However, shows how fluid the process is as the commission moved towards its second official public maps to be unveiled on July 7th and toward the August 15th deadline for final maps. But it also addresses concerns that the first two maps could be vulnerable to legal challenges because splitting the Latino core of the country in two could be seen as violating the Voting Rights Act, which prohibits diluting the minority vote. A woman died after crashing her vehicle down an embankment and onto some train tracks. The car caught on fire and she was found dead at the scene after the CHP officers arrived. Authorities said the woman was speeding when her car jumped a curb traveling eastbound near Avery Parkway in Laguna Niguel. No other casualties were involved, and an autopsy will be performed to determine whether the woman's condition caused the accident. The smell of chocolate was in the air. Our reporter Baha Eldon followed the aroma. Let's check out where he found it.
Some would call it the perfect aphrodisiac. The Museo in Anaheim calls it the exhibition of chocolate. In that case, it's suitable for everyone. It's a world of chocolate like you've never seen, from life-sized Reese's peanut butter cups to the history and ecology of the cocoa plant.
There's a lot more to the background and to the slavery aspect of it, and child labor laws that have been, violated over the years. Things are a lot better now. Cacao beans are found in a lot more places. We're able to harvest from different areas. It's found all over the world. And I think there's so much more for people to learn about a chocolate.
If learning about chocolate culture leaves your mouth watering and senses tingling, how sweet would it be to indulge in a special treat?
Well, we got to try 3 different samples of chocolate, mild, smooth, and extra dark. And I'm not a fan of very dark chocolate, so my favorite was the first one.
Okay, so this has to be the best part of the exhibit, which is the tasting bar. And I have Courtney here who works up front and is going to tell me exactly what people taste when they come up to the bar here. So go ahead, Courtney.
We have 3 different types of chocolate. We have 50, 70, and 85. And the percentage is how much cacao is in them. And when you taste, we recommend that you go lightest to darkest, just because the darker, the bitter.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and try the darkest. And why do we have this camera thing set up over here?
We have this kiosk set up for the 99%, which is 99% cacao and then 1% sugar. And so we can record people's action.
I've never tried a 99% cacao with 1% sugar piece of chocolate, and I'm gonna go ahead and capture my face reaction to this dark piece. Now this is it right here, right?
Yes.
Okay, here we go.
We have a drinking fountain down the hall too.
I might need the drinking fountain in a second. I'm Baha Eldon in Anaheim, around and about Orange County.
8 men attempting to steal jewelry at a swap meet this week in Stanton are being looked for by sheriff deputies. The men entered the swap meet wearing ski masks and armed with baseball bats. The robbers smashed several jewelry cases but left without taking any of the jewelry. The group was driving a Malibu Chevrolet, leaving the scene with a disabled placard and a green Cadillac or Lincoln Town Car. A judge Thursday is expected to weigh a motion to dismiss charges against 11 Muslim students accused of disrupting an Israeli Democrat speech at a UC Irvine last year. The current and former university students, 8 from UCI, 3 from UC Riverside, have pleaded not guilty to misdemeanor charges for disrupting the speech by Michael Oren, the Israeli ambassador to the United States. Each is charged with 1 misdemeanor count of conspiracy to disturb a meeting and 1 misdemeanor count of the disturbance of a meeting. If convicted, each faces a sentence that could include probation with community service or fines up to 6 months in jail. The charges against the Irvine 11 stem from the February 8, 2010 speech by Oren at a UCI, during which the 11 accused students stood up and made statements that led to them being arrested, cited, and released. According to prosecutors, the disruptions resulted in Oren being able to deliver only 3 minutes of scheduled 30-minute speech. Prosecutors say the students violated violated the law, and they deny claims by the defendants that the case stems from religious or ethnic bias.
A security guard from the Cantina Lounge in Fullerton is recognized by police as heroic for his actions. After a fight broke out in the club's parking lot, someone fired a semi-automatic handgun while driving away. No one was injured, but at least one car was hit. The security guard followed the shooter to his home in Santa Ana and tackled the suspect when he got out of the car. Police then arrived to arrest the man identified as Frank Nguyen, then commended the guard, but cautioned him when dealing with armed suspects.
Budget cuts have forced many schools to charge fees for a variety of materials and activities. Not so fast, said the California ACLU. Linda Ivanov has the story.
Gloria Lopez, whose daughter is a cheerleader in Tustin, threw a birthday party and invited her friends to pitch in to raise money. Last year, the California ACLU successfully sued the state, declaring discrimination against lower-income students. In its view, everyone has a constitutional right to a free education.
With the budget cuts, it forces us parents to be more creative in raising money so that we can sustain programs and extracurricular activities.
We're here to fundraise for our school and cheerleading squad. 15% of all food proceeds sold tonight will go to better our school.
Guests were happy to dine and sip for the cause, and J.T. Smith's restaurant made good on their pledge.
We are also selling raffle tickets and accepting donations to help support our cheerleading squad.
The tickets sold like hotcakes for a chance to win gift baskets, Angels tickets, and a variety of goodies donated by the community.
Green and white, let's fight! 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 Last time, green and white, let's fight!
We're doing a fundraiser for public schools, and I don't think a lot of people realize that nowadays our taxpayers' money is no longer able to go towards the extracurricular activities that our kids love to do, like football and baseball and cheerleading and the arts. So we're thinking of creative ways that parents can raise money to allow our kids to continue to do the activities that they want to do and that they need to do to make them well-rounded students and prepare them for college. I'm here supporting my girlfriend Gloria. Her daughter is a cheerleader at one of the public schools, and I myself am the only housewife that is originally born and raised in Orange County, and I went to a public school here in Tustin. I went to Foothill High. So I definitely support public schools, and I want to give back and help the community that I came from.
Unfortunately, because of the state of California is in the predicament we are in, there are a lot of events and after-school programs that are not being funded by the state. As parents, we should support and empower our children that, you know what, public school is incredible. It offers a lot of opportunities. I really thank you guys all for helping us out and making sure our children have incredible opportunities because they are our future.
This is Linda Ivanov for Around and About Orange County in Tustin.
A horse is rescued from being trapped in a 100 feet deep ravine in Casper's Wilderness Park in San Juan Capistrano. The horse was free after nearly 8 hours of rescue by 16 firefighters. Rescue equipment included Heavy Rescue 6 from Irvine and fire trucks from Mission Viejo and Buena Park were dispatched to the remote location. Helicopters were also involved in the rescue. And now we turn to entertainment news with our entertainment specialist, Caroline Ford. What do you have for us today, Caroline?
Thank you, Anthony. Where do I begin? There is so much to do during the summer here in beautiful Orange County. Reporter Amy Metz visited the world-renowned Pageant of the Masters. She takes us for a backstage tour of the upcoming Living Art Show.
1932. In the midst of the Great Depression, a group of artists got together to raise the spirits of their community, along with some money. Transforming the main street into a virtual outdoor art gallery gave way to the Festival of the Arts.
In keeping with the theme of only make-believe, the pageant will venture into the magical realm of fantasy, dragons, fairies, superheroes, and visions of things to come.
They come and they see it and they get so excited about it that they go out and bring somebody else because they stumble at how to explain what they just saw that night.
On the left the dodo presents Alice with a thimble, returned with grave solemnity, as her prize for running in a most unconventional race. On the right, Alice fears for her toes, as the mock turtle and griffin dance the lobster quadrille.
Okay, girls, you can break your poses if you like. There we go.
We're behind the scenes at Pageant of the Masters for an up-close look with the artists.
Dragons, in one form or another, make appearances in the lore of nearly every world culture. What is it about dragons that so captivates our imaginations?
It's like this, only 1,000 more times. Little tiny pieces.
Every cast member has something on their head, essentially. So I get measurements. I start building a basic shape to look like the painting. Everything then gets covered in nylons. I use batting to stuff it, fill out the shapes.
I've been with the show for 4 years now, volunteering, and this summer I'll be Scheherazade. I'm excited because she's a really cool storyteller.
A trio of Sterrett's work illuminate Morgiana's dance for the pleasure of Ali Baba, the lovely Zubaydah, and the resourceful Scheherazade, conjuring another spellbinding tale to be continued.
We're working with a group of volunteers who make it possible by their hours and hours of devoted service. This is our 78th year of doing living pictures.
Festival of the Arts will be open from July 3rd to August 31st. Hundreds of thousands of guests visit every year. For more information, log on to www.lagunafestivalofthearts.org. For Round and About Orange County News.
The Orange County Performing Arts Center is hosting a free-for-all movie Monday every week starting July 13th through August 3rd. Movie showings will include Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, Annie, Footloose, and Mamma Mia. All shows will start at dusk, and guests are encouraged to bring lawn chairs and snacks. For more information, visit their website at ocpac.org. Every July 4th, Newport Harbor becomes an American celebration as boat owners decorate their vessels in red, white, and blue balloons, streamers, and of course, waving flags. Folks from all over are invited to the bayfront beaches to delight in the patriotic parade with raffles, giveaways, live music, and amazing fireworks shows once the sun dips below the horizon. If you love music, there are lots of live events to enjoy throughout the summer in the OC. Mark Alexander takes us along on a jazz journey under the stars.
Jazz fans got a real treat when Norman Brown's Summer Storm stopped by to showcase world-class musicians doing what they do best at the Hyatt Regency Newport Beach Amphitheater. The Summer Storm is comprised of vocalists like the lovely Brenda Russell, as well as a magnificent crooner, the one and only Fred Perry. They also had California saxophone sensation. Hey, why don't I let Norman Brown introduce her?
For the wonderful Miss Jessie James.
University of Southern California, Fight On Trojans. I went to school there for 4 years. I was in the marching band, I was in the jazz band, wind ensemble, everything. I love this school. I go back often and do master class, workshop clinics and stuff. And I had a great experience there. I love
it. I even got a chance to speak to the leader of this great collection of musicians, guitarist Norman Brown.
I tell you what, man, I heard Jimi Hendrix play the guitar, and it blew my mind. I couldn't do anything else. Couldn't go outside and play ball anymore. I had to get a guitar. And actually, I had a brother that played, so I would sneak and go play his guitar. He busted me one day. He says, man, you don't have to sneak and play it. Play whatever you want to play it. And he became my hero, so that's really how I got into music.
The storm brewed, and the night culminated with an ensemble of all these great jazz musicians on the stage to the throng of adoring fans. For Round and About Orange County News, this is Mark Alexander in Newport Beach.
July kicks off the Newport Beach Jazz Festival, bringing you an exciting lineup of jazz greats on Friday evenings. The Hootenanny Music Festival will be celebrating its 17-year anniversary in just a few days. This annual festival will be showcasing the Dropkick Murphys this year as the headlining band, along with a variety of other musical acts, car shows, and great food. This year, the Hootenanny will be taking place on July 2nd at Oak Canyon Ranch in Irvine. That's our news from the world of entertainment here in Orange County. Back to you, Anthony and Ashley.
Thanks, Caroline. Classic car enthusiasts welcome Barrett Jackson, the world's most prestigious auction event, to Orange County. Mark Alexander has the story.
Barrett Jackson produces the world's greatest classic car auction with events in Scottsdale, Las Vegas, Palm Beach, and now right here in Orange County, California for a second successful year. There was a non-stop stream of auctioneering as collector-quality vehicles were pushed onto the stage, given a final polish, and then the bidding began.
It's really a hotbed for car collecting of all types. This is where street rods and hot rods really started. We sell an awful lot of those types of vehicles.
The Barrett Jackson auction captures the spirit and passion of the California car culture with a fantastic display of classic cars for the legion of fans and participants who love classic vehicles.
What was the highlight of this for your day? What car did you like the most?
Oh wow, there were several cars I enjoyed.
Yeah,
I enjoyed a lot of the Mustangs, the Chevy, the Shelby's GT, beautiful car. A lot of the Jesse James car was here. That was a beautiful car.
Oh, it's beautiful. We got beautiful weather, beautiful cars, beautiful women. We have everything here. I used to build custom cars, and I displayed them out here before, and I've been in the car business for quite a while.
So you're right at home right now on a weekend like this?
Yeah, this is car guy fever.
Bid on the car Friday, won the bid Friday on a 1950 Plymouth, very rare deluxe car.
What's the next car you think you're going to be trying to get?
You know, I'm sort of after a 1958 Impala. I've got a couple 56 Chevys of my own and pickups. But I think I'm going to try for 58 Impala or 58 Pontiac Bonneville.
And I guess you have a couple of cars in your collection, right?
Lots of cars in the 30s, lots of them in the 40s, a few 50s and 60s.
Wow. How big is this garage?
Oh, it's got 3 garages, 2,000 square feet each, and a big basement.
He has,
it's a labor of love, I guess, right?
it is. He has more cars than I have shoes.
I'm with Vaughn Gittin Jr. at the Smoke Show. We're doing a drift demo for all the Ford racing fans here this weekend, and just having a blast. I bought a car back in 2005 with intentions of becoming a professional drifter, and here we are in 2011, and I'm leading the Formula Drift Series in points, and all things are good.
Yeah. And what is the car that you have right now?
Well, right now I drive a 2011 Ford Mustang. It's got a Roush Yates Ford Racing 410 that makes about 845 horsepower, and it's got Falcon tires on it, which put that power to the ground.
Ford's exhibit showcased this incredible 2011 Mustang tilted sideways so that you could check out every aspect of this beautiful ride. Just a bit of advice, don't try this at home. For Around and About Orange County News, I'm Mark Alexander in Costa Mesa.
Right here in sunny Orange County, Noelle Freeman, a graduate of Chapman University, has been crowned Miss California. The 21-year-old freshman won $10,000 in scholarships. She will compete for Miss America in 2012 in Las Vegas. Freeman has a heart for volunteering, has a talent of ballet, and dreams of opening her own advertising agency. Now, let's see what's going on in the world of sports in the OC with Mark Alexander. What do you have for us today, Mark?
Well, thanks, Ashley and Anthony over there. Plenty of sports action happening around in Orange County this week. Now, one thing that skaters hate to see is a no skateboarding sign. Well, how about going out there and getting your grind on at this skate park? Baja Eldon has a story.
Free of charge and free of range, the Etnies Skate Park in Lake Forest offers ride sessions for skaters to showcase their tricks and play some games. Fun being the name of the game. Skaters bring their own gear and show no fear. The youth tend to populate the park, some as short as 4 feet tall, like this little guy, who reaches almost 3 skateboards in length when he soars into the air.
Well, I do some verts, some ollies, I can do pop shove-its, a whole bunch of other stuff.
And why'd you come out here?
Came out here to skate, whip it up, and do what I do.
All the tricks have a name to them. Whether they skate for fun or practice to go pro, you'll be surprised at what some of these kids can do.
I can like axle, feeble, 50-50, and like jumping boxes a lot.
And who says girls can't play? Although they're small in number, they have the hunger. This girl is working on her moves and enjoying the ride. What's your motivation for skateboarding? I mean, I see mostly guys doing it. You being a girl, like, what makes you feel like you want to do it?
Well, it's actually a kind of a therapy for me, especially having a really bad day. I kind of use it to just release all that negative energy that's stuck in there. And
we stuck a small camera to the bottom of one skater's board to get a close ground view of what skateboarding looks like. And it definitely looks like fun. The skaters tell me that one of the reasons why they come here is to get air and practice their skills. And when I asked them if they can describe their experience in one word, they said, gnarly. I'm Baja Eldon in Lake Forest at the Etnies Skate Park, around and about Orange County.
The status of the NBA for 2011 and 2012 season could result in a lockout. The dispute is that the players' salaries consist of 57% of basketball-related income. Owners want to reduce that number to 50%, which would help institute a firm salary cap that won't have any exemptions for any team to exceed. NBA players have already taken an overall $500 million reduction in salaries over the past 5 years. The Players Association must come to a conclusion with the owners so that they don't have a lockout and stoppage before the upcoming season. The Anaheim Ducks selected goaltender John Gibson with the second pick in the 2011 NHL Draft. After trading down in the first round to get an extra pick in the second, they used it to get young Gibson, who is considered a top goalie in the draft. Ducks general manager Bob Murray told other sources that he doesn't like taking a goalie in the first round, which is why he selected the Swedish forward Rickard Rakell first. Now, that does it for the World of Sports.
Thank you, Mark. That does it for another episode of Around and About Orange County News.
Thank you for being with us and hope you have a wonderful weekend.
And please stay tuned for next week.